Welcome back for our next lesson. This one is on rates and bar diagrams. This one's going to be all about drawing pictures. How do we represent what's going on in a problem so that we could show somebody else why we get the answer that we do. So we're going to be drawing some bar diagrams. Get your notes page set up, get your title, our learning standard 6RP3, understanding ratio and rate concepts, and then using that to solve problems. And then our I can statement is I can use a bar diagram to find a unit rate.
There's one other thing you need to get ready. You need a calculator. Our focus on this unit is not on computation, so feel free to grab a calculator, your cell phone, your iPad, whatever you're going to use, and bring it back to the table. Okay, a bar diagram is a picture to help model what is happening in the problem. That's how to model mathematics, how to show someone in pictures like Mr. McKenzie just said. So, our first problem, you need to write the entire thing down, is a package of 5 crackers contain 205 calories. How many calories are in one cracker? And we're going to talk about unit rates tomorrow, but we are demonstrating how to figure out this problem in a picture. So we're going to start with a rectangle box. That's the first thing we draw. And we label 205 calories above the picture or the rectangle, just like it has it typed in. Our goal is to figure out how much is one cracker. So, mathematically, we are figuring 205 divided by 5 on our calculator. 205 divided by 5 is 41 calories. So, one bar in our diagram is worth 41 calories. So, we put the answer underneath 41 calories, and each part of our diagram is one cracker. So, what the heck are you writing? Oh, cracker.
They know what I'm writing, even if they can't read it.
So we're labeling each section one cracker, and then underneath the picture, this section is worth 41 calories. And if we were to repeat, add 41 plus 41 plus 41 plus 41 plus 41, we would get 205, so we know we're right.
All right, let's try another one. This one says a bottle of body wash costs $2.88 and contains 12 ounces. We want to know how much does it cost per ounce. So for just 1 ounce. Again, you might know how to solve this just using the numbers, but we want to be able to represent what's going on in picture form as well. So we start with our total amount, $2.88. That goes above our rectangle and represents the total cost.
The whole thing.
The whole stinking thing.
So then you need 11 lines. Can you make them even?
I can do it better than Mrs. King can do it.
Yes, I totally
So
can.
it's 12 ounces. We need to break it up into 12 parts, or as Mrs. King said, that means draw 11 lines. So I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to use my math to my...
artistic
I'm using
ability?
my factors of 12.
Oh, jeez.
I divided in half, and then I divided those in half, and then I divided those in a third. And look at how fantastically pretty close to even each one of those are.
So then you have to label each section 1 ounce. Let's see if he knows the abbreviation for ounce. I guess he taught science, you probably know that.
Or, you know, I'm an adult.
Oh, whatever.
So each one of these is 1 ounce.
Make
Yes,
sure
it takes a
looks
while,
like
but
1
you
and
do
not 10.
Maybe put a little space there. You can write better with your pencil. But basically, we're showing how we broke the whole cost up into little 1 ounce pieces. We broke it up into 12 1-ounce sections.
Then you pick up your calculator.
Which helps you see what math you need to do. We want to take $2.88 and divide it by 12. And that's where our calculator comes in. Okay?
You want the answer?
You got to tell
24
me.
cents.
So we get 24 cents is the cost of 1 ounce. So underneath of 1 ounce, we show that that's equal to 24 cents.
Oh, get ready for a lot of shopping questions in this unit.
All right. Let's try another one. Mrs. King will talk us through this one.
Oh, good old Alita. Alita drove her car 78 miles and used 3 gallons of gas. What is the car's gas mileage in miles per gallon? I love how I only have to separate this rectangle into 3. All right, step 1, draw a rectangle. Step 2, label the entire thing 78 miles. So draw 78, label it M-I-L-E-S on the top.
Don't use just an M because that would mean meters.
There you go. Separate the rectangle into 3 equal sections, 2 lines. Good. Now we have to label each section 1 gallon. There you go. 1 gallon. 1 gal.
Make sure your label in here is the units of what you're dividing it up in. We don't want the answer written in here. We want to show that each one of these is one of the 3 gallons that we broke it up
And then
by.
math-wise, you need to do 78 divided by 3 on your calculator.
So look at your picture. You took 78 and you divided it into 3 parts. That's mathematically what you want to do.
Which is an even 26 miles. So underneath one section of your bar diagram, you label it 26 miles, please. Because that's how much one section is worth.
So you're showing somebody in picture form. We start with 78 miles, show how you section it off into 3 1-gallon sections, and then tell us what each one of those 1-gallon sections is equivalent to, 26 miles. So 26 plus 26 plus 26 would give us that 78 miles. Make sure you're also writing down the problem itself, not just the drawing, not just the work. You need to have all of that information in your notes. All right, here's another one. 5 first edition novels cost $155. We want to know what is the cost for 1 book. So take your total cost, $155, and that goes across the top. It's telling us that in this entire bar diagram represents $155. There are 5 books in that cost, so we want to divide it up into 5 parts. Each one of those represents 1 book. So not the cost of the book, but it just represents 1 book total.
Book.
Make sure you're saying book.
All right, 155 divided by 5 on your calculator is the next step, which is $31.
So that means 1 book is equal to $31. Hopefully you're starting to get the hang of this. Hopefully you can draw it a little bit neater than I can draw it here. Okay?
All right, it's your turn. You have 2 sample problems. You need to write down the problem, draw out that rectangle, label the top, the sections, and how much is one section of each one of them. You're dividing both of them by 5. There's a variety. All right, we'll see
now
how
that she's
you do.
done complaining.
Okay.
All right, so let's try the first one. Joe drove 65 miles on 5 gallons of gas. We want to know how much does he drive on 1 gallon. So we want to break it up by the gallon, which means the miles is our total. That's the whole amount. 65 miles.
5 sections, 1 gallon, 1 gallon, 1 gallon. Come on, they've already done this. 3.
Just making sure they understand. You can abbreviate, but just make sure we can understand what you're abbreviating. Better than you can do my gals.
That's what it exactly looks like. 65 divided by 5 is 13. And we need a clear 13 miles labeled under one section, please. How'd you do? All right, problem 2. Kelly bought 5 pounds of almonds for $21.45. So our entire rectangle was $21.45. Again, each section, so you need 5 1-pounders. 1, 2, 3, 4 lines.
Here's the test. Do you know the abbreviation for pounds? It's LB.
Make
My
sure
guess
that
is
it
most
doesn't
of
look
us didn't know
11B on your paper.
Oh.
Okay. All right, on your calculator, 21.45 divided by 5 was $4.29 per pound.
That's some
So-
expensive almonds.
Hey, when they sell them at craft fairs and stuff like that, they are expensive. $4.29.
So make sure in each one of your diagrams, do you have the total amount labeled across the top? Do you have it divided up into the appropriate number of pieces? Is each one of those sections labeled with what it represents? And then underneath one of them, what your final answer is. That's how we use the picture. We know that 1 pound represents that $4.29. So we know the cost for 1 pound.
Thank you. See you later.